Hello everyone, so in today's video we're going to be doing the area under the curve. So let us start with our first question. So we are given this graph and we have the blue line and we have the yellow line. So whenever we need to find the area under the curve, we always do the line up minus the line down. So the area under the curve is going to be the up minus down, and obviously it's the integration of the up minus down. So how does that work? So here I have the blue line is above the yellow line. So I'm gonna take this one first. Now before we set our limits, let's just write our integration. So I have the blue line first because it's the one up, and its equation is 2 minus x squared. It's always minus the line down, which is what this one, which is negative x dx. So here's my first step. Now, how is there's another way we can know whether the order is right, because area can never be negative, right? So after we find our limits, we're gonna put this integral into the calculator, and if I get a negative answer, this means the order is wrong, so just switch them if you cannot really make it out from the graph. Now let's look at our limits. Our graph goes from where here, -1, and then until here, 2. So my integral is from 2 until -1. Okay, now like we said, we can check. So put in this into the calculator. It's gonna give you the answer, but you have to show your work. If your answer is negative, then you have to switch these two. You put 2 minus x squared here and minus x here. But this is the correct answer, so you're gonna get a positive answer on the calculator. But this is just if you need to check and if you don't know how to do it from just the graph. Now let's integrate. This can be rewritten as the integral from 2 to -1 of 2 minus x squared plus x, and let us integrate. So we're gonna get 2x minus x cubed over 3 plus x squared over 2 from 2 to -1. So what does this mean? We're just gonna do this. We're gonna substitute 2 first. So 2 times 2 minus 2 cubed over 3 plus 2 squared over 2 minus, now we're gonna substitute the -1, 2 into -1 minus -1 cubed over 3 plus -1 squared over 2, and then we're gonna just substitute each one on the calculator alone. Don't put them at the same time so you don't get any wrong answer. So when we do this one, we on the calculator we get 10 over 3, and after we do this one on the calculator we get what do we get? We get -7 over 6, and don't forget we are subtracting them. So 10 over 3 minus -7 over 6 is 9 over 2, which gives me 4.5. Now if you, like we said, if you plug this function here into the calculator, this one, you will get 9 over 2. This on the calculator will give you 9 over 2. And if you switch them, you're gonna get -9 over 2. So when you get a negative, that's when you know your order is wrong and that we need to switch them. Okay, now for our next question. So one misconception about this one is that people are gonna think this is gonna be negative because it's on the negative side. But we know that area can never be negative. So it's never negative. It's always positive. And here, if you can see, I have the same shape twice. From where? From 0 till 2, right? Here it goes until 2. So I'm gonna write my integration, which is from 2 to 0, or 0 to 2, it's the same thing. Now let us find our equations. If I'm looking at this half, which one is the one up? It is the red line, right? So this is the red line, which is the function for it is 2x squared. So 2x squared minus, now I have the one down, which function is the function for it is x squared, x to the power of 4 minus 2x squared dx. Now again, if you want to check, always you can put it on the calculator. If you get a positive answer, that means your order is right. If it's negative, then just switch the functions. Now, this is the area of only one, right? We said we have the same shape twice. So we're just gonna multiply this by 2 because we have two of them. So instead of solving it twice, we can just multiply this by 2. Uh, let's simplify it first. It can become 2x squared minus x to the power of 4 plus 2x squared. This is gonna become 4x squared minus x to the power of 4 and multiply by 2. Now I'm just simplifying it so I can make it easier for myself. Now let me just integrate. Okay, so 2 is a constant, it's gonna go outside. Now let me integrate my function. It's gonna become 4x to the power of 3 over 3 minus x to the power of 5 over 5 from 2 to 0. Now we're just gonna keep the 2 aside. We're gonna solve what's inside the brackets first. So I'm gonna do this because the doctor did not solve it fully in the PowerPoint. So 2 times. Now I'm gonna have 4. I'm just gonna put the values instead of the x's and just subtract them. Over 3 minus 2 to the power of 5 over 5. And obviously minus 0. It's just gonna give me the whole thing 0, but it's best for you guys to understand. Over 3 minus 0 to the power of 5 over 5. Now we're gonna get 2 times the solution for this bracket is 64 over 15 and minus 0, which is just 64 over 15. In the end, you're gonna get 2 times 64 over 15, which gives me 128 over 15. Now don't forget to multiply the 2. Now here, if you want to make sure of your answer, you can plug in the integral alone, or you can multiply it by 2. Choose an order. If it gives you a negative answer, then you need to switch these two. If it's positive, that means your order is correct. But you can know from the graph. If you don't know from the graph, you can use that way. Okay, let's move on to our next example. So we are given this graph. Now, as you can see here, the first thing we notice in the graph is that we have an intersection. So that means I'm going to have to find the area of this alone and then add it to this area, right? So let's take area 1, which is this one. So I'm gonna have area 1 is the integral from, where does it end? It ends here at negative 2 to 0. So 0 to negative 2. And then which function is up? The red function, right? What is the red function? This one, which is 2x cubed minus x squared minus 5x minus the blue function because it's the lower function, which is going to give me negative x squared plus 3x and then dx. Now before I solve, let me simplify. So now I'm just simplifying my function. 2x cubed minus x squared minus 5x. I'm going to distribute the negative plus x squared minus 3x. Now let me put the like terms together. 2x cubed minus x squared plus x squared minus 5x minus 3x. These two are going to cancel, so I'm going to get 2x cubed minus 8x as my final function. So let me rewrite this. So area 1 is the integral from 0 to 2 of 2x cubed minus 8x dx. Now I'm going to solve the integration. So I'm gonna have 2x to the power of 4 over 4 minus 8x squared over 2 from 0 to negative 2. You can just substitute in directly, you don't have to simplify because we just need a final number. So let's do that. So we're gonna get 2 into 0 to the power of 4 over 4 minus 8 0 squared over 2. Now we don't, for the 0 we know the answer is going to be 0, but this is just for us to understand what's happening. Then 2 into negative 2 to the power of 4 over 4 minus 8 into negative 2 squared over 2. Now this is going to give me 0 minus, the answer of this is negative 8. So 0 minus minus 8 is just going to give me 8. So my first area is equals to 8. Now let me solve for my next area. Now, if we look at the graph, my next area here, I have the blue line is on top of the red line. So I'm just gonna switch these two, and it's from 0 till 2. So like we said, our second area, A2, is gonna be the integral from 2 to 0, 0 to 2, I don't know how you say it, but يعني the bigger number is always up. And then we are going to flip the functions, so it's gonna be negative x squared plus 3x minus 2x cubed minus x squared minus 5x dx. Because in this one, as we can see here, the blue line, I covered it in red, but you can see it here, the blue line is on top of the red line, so it's the one that's higher. So I'm gonna put it in first. Okay, now we're gonna solve normally. Let us simplify our equation. So we said let's simplify this. So we're gonna get negative x squared plus 3x. We're gonna distribute the negative, minus 2x cubed plus x squared plus 5x. Now I know that my negative x squared and positive x squared will cancel. I'm going to end up with negative 2x cubed plus 8x. Okay, so let me write my new integration. So I'm gonna have the integral from 2, 0 and negative 2x cubed plus 8x dx. Now let's integrate like usual. So we are going to get negative 2x to the power of 4 over 4 plus 8x squared over 2. Now let us from 2 to 0. Now let us do the step like we did before. We are going to do negative 2 into 2 to the power of 4 over 4 plus 8 into 2 squared over 2 minus negative 2 0 to the power of 4 over 4 plus 8, and then we solve this. So let's see what we get. Okay, so for this one we get 8, and for this one we get 0, so 8 minus 0 is equals to also 8, so I have my A2 is equals to 8. Now how do I find the total area of both of them? So now I need the area for both of these, both of them together. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna do A1 plus A2, which is 8 plus 8, which is gonna give me 16. So the 16 is my final area. Okay, now this function is the same, but here instead of we having it vertically up and down, we have it left and right. So what we're gonna do is always we're gonna take the right function minus the left one. Okay, so let us start. We have the integration from 1, 0, and then the right function, which is what, 12y squared minus 12y cubed minus 2y squared minus 2y dy. So like we did before in all of the questions, let me simplify. So I'm gonna do 12y squared minus 12y cubed minus 2y squared plus 2y. So I distributed the negative. Now this is gonna give, let me put the like terms together. Negative 12y cubed plus 12y squared minus 2y squared plus 2y. This is gonna give me negative 12y cubed, sorry, negative 12y cubed plus 2y, wait, sorry, one second. So I'm gonna get negative 12y cubed plus 10y squared plus 2y. So let me rewrite my new integration. So from 1 to 0 of negative 12y cubed plus 10y squared plus 2y. Okay, so let me solve the integration. I'm going to get negative 12y to the power of 4 over 4 plus 10y to the power of 3 over 3 plus 2y squared over 2 from 1 to 0. Now we can simplify this. Negative 12 divided by 4 is going to give me negative 3y to the power of 4 plus 10 over 3y cubed. 2 cancels with 2, becomes plus y squared from 1 to 0. Now let's substitute like we did before. We are going to get negative negative 3 into 1 to the power of 4 plus 10 over 3 into 1 to the power of 3 plus 1 squared minus negative 3. I'm just substituting. This is just to show my work. Now let me simplify. Okay, so this gives me 4 over 3 minus 0, which gives me the final answer to be 4 over 3. So the area of my graph is 4 over 3. Now you can also do it on the calculator and check before, but when you put it on the calculator, here put x and not y because some people get confused. It's just a variable and there's no other variable on the calculator except for x, so just put x instead and then check your answer. Now for the last one, we have this graph, so we can do here like up minus down, or it also works, no, yeah, up minus down, so the red one minus the blue one. Okay, so here I made a mistake. Here it's gonna be the blue line minus the red line because we're gonna take it horizontally, not vertically. So let's do the integration. We have from 1 to 0, and I have my function here, y squared minus y cubed dy. Now let us solve. Okay, so if you guys saw here, I was unsure of how to know which one was first, right? So what did I do? I checked on the calculator. Now how did I check? I know my interval is from 1 to 0, right? So I did this. I tried both. I put 1 to 0. Obviously I'm gonna put x instead of y in the calculator because it's a variable. I put x cubed minus x squared. Okay, and when I solved it, it gave me a negative answer. That's how I know my answer is wrong because area cannot be negative. So that's how I know the y squared goes first. In case any, now I was not able to tell it from the graph, so I checked on the calculator. Okay, so let us solve it. We are going to get y cubed over 3 minus y to the power of 4 over 4 from 1 to 0. So we're gonna get 1 to the power of 3 over 3 minus 1 to the power of 4 over 4 minus 0 to the power of 3 over 3 minus 0 to the power of 4 over 4. This is going to give us 1 over 12 minus 0, which gives me 1 over 12. So the area of this curve is 1 over 12.